Hi there, Glitch here, and thanks for checking out this run. So today I have for you a Horrific Visions Revisited Stormwind 8 Mask run. This is with all the upgrades available, which is all of them except Gift of the Titans. Who knows if that still exists, we'll have to see. As well as all the tributes and such. And this video has commentary. Ignore what it says at the bottom. This is just my recording for the no commentary one. I'm just using it to record over it. And so we're going to go over the run. We're going to go over what I do, why I do it. If you've watched my 5-mask Stormwind run from week 1, it's very similar in terms of routing, but I've since then incorporated the fact that I use Guardian and Balance for this run. Also, this is a little bit less refined, quite frankly, because it's easier. It just kind of falls over. I mean, particularly if you've spent so much time like I did on the first week in Stormwind, it just kind of happens. If you've been afraid to try these runs and you have a decently geared character, you've been afraid to try, masks or, further than 5 masks, try it. It's really not that difficult. All you have to watch for is a couple of nasty overlaps. You can see that I'm going to make a fair amount of mistakes. I'm going to make a fair amount of accidents or just silly stuff, and I still have so much time with the sanity. I don't recall, but I don't think I even cheat death. There's a cheat death now in the tree that you can research. So, like I said, if you haven't tried them, I encourage you to. But with all that being said, I'll talk more about what's going on in the run and why I do certain things. So let's get started. Alright, so we start off, same stealth skip as before, just kind of hug the right. You see that big tentacle dude with the stealth sight there. Watch out for him, he can spot you. Spot out the fake potion, make sure to mark it on my weak aura. See that this guy is up, so I grab him. And then I've opted to tag all this stuff here because I am now Guardian. Last time I did this I was Balanced. I didn't want to fight this much stuff necessarily like this closely. I was pulling a little bit further away. As Guardian, doesn't matter.
Watch your step.
Pop cooldowns here, start blitzing down, get stunned twice. Again, I'm not used to this positioning, I was pulling into a different spot. But it still works out, again, with Guardian. I actually used the Incarn here, thinking that I would have enough time for the big pull in Dorm District. Actually don't end up having enough time, but it still works out. So yeah, just blitz all those mobs just to get them out of the way early. That cleans up just time, you know what I'm saying? Do have to go through this pack. I don't have a way to meld it or anything of that nature. If you're a hunter, probably feign death it, that type of thing. Don't really need to do them, but I just choose to do them. This guy is big and chunky, he's half health. I decide, you know what, whatever, just kite him into the next pack. Not a big deal. Like I mentioned in the last video, the gnomes aren't immediately available, so I just opt to open this door, kite these guys over. It stops the guys that shoot you from, well, shooting me. The dude crossing the bridge gets sniped by a Star Search from my tier set. Sucks to suck, bro. I don't know. And here is the man himself, good old Hogger. So back when the Nemesis mask was announced, I thought this would be, Gammon for the Horde and Hogger for the Alliance, no matter what. Now it makes a lot more sense that it's Gammon in Orgrimmar and Hogger in Stormwind. And if you saw the last video that I made when I was talking about Gammon, he is not necessarily a threat. I mean, he melees and his whirlwind hurts a little bit, but he's not too crazy. It's just really the stun. Hogger is a little different. He might not have CC, but he has hands. This dude hurts. So you'll see it right there. Yeah, for whatever reason, I actually happen to hover it here perfect. So this Vicious Slice, this is just something he does on you. I'm not sure if it could be like ranged, and if he misses, he misses. That's fantastic. It kind of feels like it just goes on you anyways. But 5% of maximum health dealt every 2 seconds. This debuff hurts. And if he's buffed from the Mask of Vengeance, or if he enrages because he has an enrage, this debuff just hurts. This dude just has hands. You're not going to see it necessarily here, but, well, I missed this cast, whatever. I'll show it later. But you're not going to see it necessarily here, but there will be other moments where I'm like, oh boy, he hurts, right? But he's still sanity for us. That's fantastic. He does have that maddening call cast. I'll discuss it a little bit later once he pops up again. So stealth skip those 2 mobs. They're not very important. I don't want them. And then here comes the big gather. So I did this slightly different than when I did the balance one. remember to try and grab the bike here. It's really annoying, but I end up losing it to leashing anyways. Oh well, it happens. So right here, I kind of diverge a little bit. That dude also getting hit by a Star Surge. Sucks to suck, bro. Sorry. But yeah, so right here is when I would have grabbed the elite mob that's near the middle of the Dwarven District. I've opted to go this way first to try and gather mobs a little bit better. The way that I was grabbing them, it felt like they were coming from 3 different angles. And so now what I'm actually going to do is, well, for starters, when I did this as balance, I didn't grab the pack at the back of Dwarven District for that last bomb, and I am going to grab them here. So, change together a little bit, grabbing this pack, and then circling back into the middle of Dwarven District, and then grabbing that pack and the elite, and then hopefully, gathering everything. It goes okay. There's the bike. Man, I hate that guy. Look at him just sauntering off back to spawn. What a guy. So I'll have to deal with him later. So yeah, everything's stacked up here. Hogger spawns. I end up getting 2 hoggers here, by the way. not necessarily like right on top of each other, but you see what I mean. So there's that cast from hoggers doing that maddening call. Initially I thought it'd be a fear. It actually just lowers your haste. Watch your feet. And here's one of those moments where I'm like, whoa, these mobs hurt. Even as tank, right? So cleaned up all the trash in Dwarven. I could have sworn I got a second hogger there. I guess not. Must be mistaken. Here's this stupid idiot. I hate the spike being here. If there's a way to like sap this idiot or something, just to avoid him, that would be fantastic. Take a ping of damage, or excuse me, ping of sanity for no reason. It's not a big deal. You have so much time now with all the buffs, with the cheat death, with the orbs. Like you just have so much time as long as you're not asleep at the wheel. It kind of works out. In particular with the skips that I do, which I don't even think are necessary anymore. But I do them anyways. They're flashy. They're cool. I like them. Whatever. That's all that matters, right? So just getting bombs here. You see my camera swinging left and right looking for potions. I mean, I'm down on sanity, right? But not by much. So, and here I am changing specs. Gonna try to obliterate this mini boss, this elite, and then I want to be in balance anyways for the next pull or 2. Pop trees on them. Convoke. Yeah. Last time I did this, I was in a more dot-centric sort of kiting spec. This time, when I'm in balance, it's pure single target blast, same as Orgrimmar. So, Convoke, Orbit Breaker, the Tree Ints buff that makes you deal more damage when they're up, that type of thing, and I'm just single target blasting. That's the whole point of that. So, stealth there to avoid the rats. I go a long ways here. If you saw my 5 mask, you know why. Essentially, it's just because I don't want to do the pull right in front of the elite here at the corner. You can also skip. There's some assassins like right under you as you fly by like that. You can also just skip them, not worry about them. And I don't. So I want to be balanced for this. Just a blaster.
Run.
Just doing damage here. Convoke is not up, but she's already half health, and I don't remember if I press it or not. I don't think so. Nope. Just blast her. Look around at potions. Change my spec here. Just in case, and I'll mention why. So here comes the skip that I do. I end up grabbing this potion. This is just habit. Wow, 18 sanity. Big time gains there. No, I should have just skipped that. There's no point in stopping for that there. I probably lost more sanity just clicking that and then actually not drinking it. But anyway, so here comes a skip. If you saw my 5 mask, you know where I'm going. But essentially, I'm going to get on this wall and then get on the lamppost there and then get on top of the arc there, and then go over the locked gate. You can see a corner of the locked gate there, like right in the tunnel. So I'm going to be going over that. I thought this would be harder to do with Burn Bridge, with those puddles that you put down. It doesn't matter. Whoops. Maybe it is harder. Either way. But yeah, I thought, so this exact thing I thought might be a problem. If you fall off or if you just walk poorly, no. Really doesn't matter. You could just get up here. No big deal, as long as you're careful. Get ready of my Potion of Gusts. I kind of check again to see that I've changed specs. Again, I was still kind of getting used to the run, so. And then once my Split personality goes away. Potion of Gusts. Jump over. Slow fall onto this roof from the Potion of Gusts. Now, if you land this correctly, and I wasn't being too careful here, you can actually land on this roof and like get on top and skip the pack by jumping directly to the elite. It's a little finicky. That one I kind of won't recommend. And so the whole reason that I changed to bear form for this pack only, and I'm actually going to change back to balance, is because sometimes Valera or even just the pack themselves, you just get just a little bit too close. And so these packs have those executioners that have the chain that pulls you down. So you might actually get pulled to the pack right in front of the lock the gate. But because you were mid-air and you get yanked through the air awkwardly, sometimes both packs pull. And that's a tough situation. So I go bear form just to be safe. This landing, you can see it's behind the bottom there on my media player, right? But you can see I'm in combat right now with the pull. So I've pulled them. Thankfully, I didn't pull the other pack. There's that chain I was talking about. But yeah, I just fight these guys. Just again, bear form, just in case I pull the other pack on accident. Doesn't seem to have happened this time. In-cap roar just to stop some counts. I don't feel like moving. There's very tech wars in this area. Hogger spawns. Perfect. I don't want Hogger to spawn during the elite I'm going to pull. I don't want him to spawn during the pack afterwards. And that's the Madden call. So all it does is just pretty much a very large debuff for you. Don't let it cast. Just interrupt it. And then you'll see him enrage. There's the enrage. You can cleanse it. I don't know why I bother, because I do it and then he immediately dies. Psst, whatever. So then I go balance for this guy. The reason I go balance for this guy is he has this cast that is unavoidable and deals sanity damage. I don't want to take that sanity damage. So just go balance, give him the single target meme beam, you know what I'm saying? Bing, bang, boom. He's dead. I don't use treants on this guy because I know I'm going to immediately use it on this next pack. This next pack doesn't go as smooth as my 5 mask. I forget the Ursuls, I think that's why. So this Light Hunter actually just walks right up to me. I take a really serious hit here from something. So look at my health bar, bonk, you know, just bonk. Like that could have gone poorly, because I still have that disease from the elite. But you know, gets cleaned up. I hate Valera here. It feels like sometimes she's a little lost. So I click the gate thing, thinking she's ready, and then no, she's not. She's not ready. So I go click it again. Now I gotta wait for the puddles, try and get around, and then okay, we're good. Heal up a little bit. For Shaw doesn't really deal too much damage, but why not? I feel like this is my worst fight, like by far. Like this just, I don't know. I don't have a great hold on how I want to handle Shaw, particularly as balance. It's not as crazy difficult or anything. It's just, I feel like that ping right there also is a little bit tough. I don't like that the eyes are targetable, because that makes, you'll see me convoke here in a moment, and that makes convoke just so much worse. Yeah, so there you go. So I'm convoking, and you see a bunch of other spells just hitting the eyes. Just complete waste of damage. It is what it is. This happens on the underpin too if you've tried that fight with the bombs. The bombs are targetable. It's very unfortunate. That last ping, that's really unfortunate. From the eyeball, he was already dead. But oh well. It happens again. So many pings and so many mistakes. And look at my sanity bar. Like, that really just goes to show you this is so much simpler than, so much simpler than week 1 for sure. But even last week, like, this is not comparable. You can really breeze through this just with a little bit of knowledge and a little bit of pathing and a little bit of preparation. Not a big deal. So we get into Trade District here. Pull this back. I hate this tentacle. Sometimes he will follow you, other times he resets. He ends up resetting on me here. Bummer. But it is what it is. So, pulling here pretty aggressively because I'm in bear form. Just zoop zapping everything. And then I'm going to stop here because I want to be balanced for this guy. In-cap roar just to stop some casts. Limited space, so I don't want to be moving too much here. That's why I did that.
Watch your feet.
Not really worried about the mental assaults as bear form. They don't deal a ton of damage. There's Hogger. He was in the pack somewhere. Gets his rage removed.
Watch your feet.
Puts that dot on me. Not a big deal. Try to change specs here. Get baited. Playing chicken with my shadow. I lose. Oh well. I'm sure. So if you ever do this spec switching thing, you could probably get some macros or maybe an add-on to make this easier. I didn't bother. You know, it's not necessary, but you could. So pull this guy, summon Treants, interrupt his agonizing. I realize I'm not in a good spot cooldown wise, and I went to the wrong Eagles because I thought I'd have a Celestial alignment here. Whoops, that's my bad. You can see me thinking about it too. I end up casting trees too early, so he ends up converting on me. But that's not a big deal if it's just him. Just as long as you get that decurse. And I get him just in time before he casts an agonizing torment on myself. Looking around for potions. I don't know why. Again, just out of habit. But look at my sanity. It's no big deal. So, once again, changing spec back to Guardian. I'm going to do a very aggressive pull here. Just getting moonfires and everything. Kind of looking around for potions. I notice that black potion at the corner there. And so I'm going around this corner and I realize, wait, this is how I always end up pulling him on accident. So I end up doubling back. Take some sanity damage for it, but not a big deal. Things are just getting run over pretty much. Hogger's in there somewhere. You can see, you can tell because my health is dropping. And also because of the timer, right?
Watch your feet.
Get an interrupt on Maddening Call there. Take a sanity ping. Again, it really is not that big a deal. You don't have to be as careful as you used to. Kill Hogger. Look at that. Full sanity bar. Still at 3 orbs. And so then here I change specs. Back to balance. Just to blitz this. Now, one thing I learned about this boss that I was not aware of is, and you'll see me, so I'm putting Treants all the way down there and making him walk at him. One thing I learned about this boss is his chains has a maximum range. So if you can't essentially one-tap him, you know, or you don't have a way to drop chains, like I've seen hunters turtle through it, right? You gotta just break them. You won't be able to see it here, but you'll see me like moving towards it. But I convoke. Right. There's a chains cast. I'm actually trying to get in position, and he dies. Oops. Mean beam, you know. But if you can't do that, if you can't blitz him that hard, and if you have like a pet or something, or just if you have something that gives you a lot of movement speed, right? Or maybe you can transcend it as a monk, that type of thing, so you can teleport far away from him, and the chains will break, and he might even recast. And if he recasts and you're far away, it'll take him the whole time to cast, and then he will immediately stop, so you don't have to worry about it. So double black potion here, perfect. Black is 2% healing in this specific visions, like in this specific run. So I grab it. It's the only one I'm really grabbing now that I'm using Guardian for most of the trash and balance for the bosses. It's just for that nice little extra safety. This stupid tentacle, I also forget myself for a moment and realize that I'm still in balance. You know, I really, what an annoying tentacle. This is like it's obnoxious to turn the corner and see this dude like, hey, how's it going? But it's not a big deal. Just slow you down a little bit. So, trade district done. Always check your chat. There it is, trade district complete. And you walk back out, onwards towards the mage district. Now, on my last video where I did this big skip over the initial area, now again I'll repeat, most of these skips, they might not even be necessary anymore due to the time you have, but I still do it. You see me doing the door opening and then stepping in and out here. Even though on the last video, on the 5 masks for Stormwind, I said this might not be necessary because I've been told that people have done this skip and not had an issue. So I still do it here anyways, because on one of the runs that I lost before I got this run, I got up to this point, did all the portals, and Umbric still did not allow me into the Mage Tower. His portal was still not working, which is the reason that I do that little wiggle with the door. So I still do it anyways because it's happened to me more than once. But now that I think about it, it's probably tied to that voice line that you see, where he says open the portals. You probably need to get that to go off. So you probably don't need to open the door. I haven't tested this, just so do so at your own peril. So you probably don't need to open the door. You probably just need to get that voice line to go off, and it looks like even you can see it in the minimap. The portals are updated. Like you can see the quest location for the portals, right? So you probably just need that to go off. So whatever procs that's what lets you sort of progress this area properly. And I think the reason that I'm getting the bug is if you saw me running up here, I took the very long route around the bridge. This is because I don't want to put Wild Charge on cooldown because I'm about to use it and for the skip, right? So I just jump across the canal, and I don't want to do that stupid eyeball, even if it would only take a couple of seconds, whatever. I don't want to fight him. Just forget about him. So by going in that route, you probably don't provoke that conversation, which is probably the trigger for the portals. But either way, I do the door opening and the wiggle. I make sure to change specs out here because it's the least sanity drain. Okay, I'm back in bear form. Get on this box, Potion of Gusts, and Wild Charge on the roof. And then you just get up here, no big deal. And then there's your first portal, Guardian. Just pull him, start blasting. I get a Hogger here. There's literally that many little guys in this pack. It's crazy. Yep, there he is. Perfect timing because, again, I don't want this guy going into the main courtyard with that elite. Or I don't want to have the chance of spawning him. Oh, also, just because it's about to happen. So, this dude's cast, Maddening Call, it's got a pretty great animation if you look at Hogger here. Look at him. He's so itchy. I don't know, it's just an interesting thing I noticed when I was this close up. Like, huh, that's an interesting cast that he's doing there. Interesting animation for it anyways. So yeah, kill Hogger, look at my sanity. No orbs used, literally full sanity. I have no idea if that's everybody else's experience that's not doing skips and stuff, but I imagine it is. This just isn't that crazy anymore, which is great. So yeah, I noticed that the elite is a bit of a ways out, so I opt to just kill these guys independently so I don't have so much trash on top of me. And then change specs. Go around my personalities there. 2 Wraths, get into Eclipse. Trees, dot, CA, expend my Astral Power, and then Convoke. And bonk. There he goes. Trying to get rid of some little guys. Just get into position here. I meant to pull the Portal Keeper at the far end behind the tower here itself. But then I see all these little guys on top of me. I'm like, ugh, maybe I just want to go bear form. So I actually try to find a quiet place to go to bear form here. Doesn't work. And I walk into a split personality. I get frustrated and I'm like, forget it. Just keep going. It's balanced. I'm going to be balanced for the rest of this anyways. So, whatever. Unfortunately, let a Psychic Scream go out here. I tried to LOS it there briefly, but it didn't work out. I get lucky with there not being too many little guys or not being some split personalities. That's okay. Go stealth. Get up to the elite up here. Go left just cause. Check out that potion. Nothing I want. And there he is. So again, 2 Shadow Bolts into a Rain of Fire. That's always his first set here. And then he spawns the little ads. I actually didn't see his cast. He, like, Twisted Summoned. I didn't see it. So I didn't know he could do that. I thought it was always off the cast. I don't know what happened there, but whatever. There's Hogger. Once again, pretty good spawn. I don't really want him while Umbric is on you. I don't see how that could happen. Maybe with a Dark Imagination and a really bad route, but it happens. Just looking around for potions. Unfortunately, get tagged for combat here, which means I gotta deal with this stupid crawling corruption. These little guys are the bane of my existence. I think this above all else is what made the Mage Tower area much harder than it needed to be for 5 masks. Look at them; they're just everywhere. There's like what 6 on screen right there, like down that path. Crazy. So I forgot these guys earlier, so now I'm just over here trying to get a good position to where I don't pull little dudes to kill them. Get into an Eclipse, put dots on. I summon Treants just to not get feared, not get Mind Flayed. These guys hurt, particularly with a Void Buffet debuff that I have right now. Just kill them. There really is no rush at this point. I literally have 3 orbs and nearly full sanity. I actually pass by a sanity potion right here, and you see me looking at it, kind of thinking like, should I? But nah, it's not needed. Alright, and then so it's just time to kill Umbric. So I get in here. I know I don't want to interrupt the first missiles. I wait for my split personalities to spawn. Somehow get clipped. Whatever. Then I spawn an orb here, and I'm just going to stand in the orb and tank it for the first couple of seconds. So the entropic missiles, that's a fair amount of sanity pings. But the orb kind of just races it, particularly because I'm not gonna get sheeped. So fine, cool. And so then he teleports off, and I use Treants on him, which pops him out of phase, and then I pop cooldowns and pop Convoke. Unfortunately, walk into the frozen missile that deals sanity damage. Not a big deal. He warps, and then he dies to dots. I get disoriented. Whatever. I'm so flabbergasted by the fact that he died that I walk over, and I'm like, okay. I guess he's dead, and then it's all right, whatever. I don't know why I did that. But yeah, so pretty much that's it, right? Literally got 2 orbs. I probably didn't even need the orb I used. I just wanted to use it, even though I did take some hits, but I would have had enough sanity for sure. And so it's time for Alleria. Now, Alleria, I don't think she's as dangerous as Thrall in the Orgrimmar vision by far, but you could still drop a run here. But just because I'm being cautious, I wanted a good circle there for the damage buff. Actually get a bad one there to start with. So I just waited out a little bit. I have so much time and 2 orbs and a cheat death. It doesn't matter. So there's the circle. It spawns. I dot. I bloodlust. Pop trees. Pop cooldowns.
Watch your step.
Beam away. Don't get clipped by the darkened sky. You have more time than you realize to get out of that. It looks scarier than it is. There's the explosive ordnance, but my circle spawns outside, so I don't even bother kicking them. So just go over to the circle. And change of servitude happens. Again, you can break this, but I don't. I mean, she's already at 40%, right? So I just put these burning bridge circles in a good spot, and then go to the other side. Actually move a little bit too far here and put one directly behind the pillar I want to use. That's okay. This sanity thing is a lot better than the LOS one, right? My circle disappears there, unfortunately. Tainted Polymorph, don't care. I'm a Moonkin. I do kick these just cause, to be honest. Like, I don't want to keep moving.
Watch your step.
Because she's almost dead, right? And yeah.
Find shelter.
And there it is. Stormwind, 8 masks, week 3 or whatever it is. I don't have Gift of the Titans. The victory flap. Classic Moonkin victory flap. Boom, there's the achievements through the looking glass. That's both visions done on 8 mask. Get my mount, which is cool. And I mean, that's that. I don't think you need any specific gear. I think as Druid, particularly with spec switching, you have the tools you need to do visions comfortably with just decent gear. Now I do have like a heroic Mugsy, like I have Mythic 10's gear, but it's not anything out of the ordinary that you couldn't get. Same thing for Bear. Like all my gear, even while silencing trinkets, all my gear was just kind of normal. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed these runs, these 8 mask runs. They've been a lot of fun. I hope maybe my skips helped you, or maybe me talking about what I'm doing and why has helped you do your own mask runs. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them in the comments. For anything, really, anything Druid related, just in general. I'm not a pro by any means, but maybe I can help, who knows. And as for these visions, who knows? I was considering maybe trying some on my Evoker. I played Evoker for a couple of seasons. It was a lot of fun. I feel like Devastation Evoker could absolutely run over some of these visions. So maybe I'll crack out some videos on that and see what works. But either way, thanks for watching. Thanks for checking out this commentary video for this 8 mask run, and I'll see you next time.